Tip your bartender. Have you motherfuckers are drunk. You sound amazing right now. I'm gonna get shots from man Jamal.
What up, people?
I already know you can murk that shit. Where's the stand? I'm so used to not holding mics anymore. We got stands? No, she's just gonna go take a photo with shit. I'm like,
hold it for him.
Nah.
Let me hold it for you.
Alright, this is the first poem. It's the first poem of my first book. I only have 3, I don't have 6. I appreciate that though. Jamal won 6 times, I have 6 books. Thanks, that's really good. Oh man, I've been mad busy. I'm still broke. When I claim the title poet, I will be the voice of them. I will speak to the survivors of Hiroshima, the cancer babies of Vieques, echoes of Diallo, the whispers of a mother's scorn, an F sharp on a trumpet horn, the voice of a shadow between bars, workers in California grapevines, uvas no, priests of Latin American liberation theology. I will feed my esophagus to the cries of the homeless, the screams of the children of Palestine, campesinos of Chiapas, a reverb of Sandino, speeches of Che, ahimsa of Gandhi. I'll wrap their souls around my tongue to strengthen my thoughts. They showed me what it is to sacrifice for love. Words will be bullets fired in the night, a Molotov cocktail thrown in a tank, a rock in my defense. My voice will shatter every misogynistic statement ever spoken. A roaring Asada, a yelling Goldman, a shouting Lolita. I'll be the last breath of Anthony Baez, the last scream about Bisou, the final proclamation of Malik Shabazz, the last screech of Jimmy's guitar before he meets you on the other side. For when I cradle the title poet, I will know the truth. I will speak Armenian and tell you of our genocide. I will scat like Langston, howl like Ginsburg, love like Neruda. 5 in the afternoon, Garcia Lorca said, I'll shake your hand firm and show you my sincerity. I wish you shalom in other words of Salon. Futurist Akhmatova, Middle Passage Sanchez, Black Magic Baraka poetry. Sandinista Cardenal was our marks of victory. Love will be a box of ammunition. Haikus will be grenades in the hands of children defending their homes. Our skin, our elegy, our blood, our laments, my breath, iambic, intertwined with hope. This is a shriek, a groan, a grunt, a ballad, a sonnet, an ode. Poems will be earthquakes in this infrastructure. Paragraphs will be jabs in the face of capitalism. For when I cradle the title poet, I will know what it is to love. Because I know in its purest form, poetry is revolutionary just like love. Alright, so this is my second book. It's for the New York heads in the house. It's called When the City Sleeps.
Yeah.
And it was a love letter to New York and to the New York I grew up with. You know, I know people talk about 90s babies and shit. Like, no, I was a teenager and fuck you. Like, I hung out downtown when it was real. And you did not want to walk on a train sleeping with a pair of Jordans and a North Face who wake up butt naked. And I probably knew those dudes too, that's the worst part. But this is for all my people from the Bronx, and when the Bronx really make some noise. So we're all here because we're like, oh, we just go across the street, we good. We just take the 36 bus up Tremont.
I live up the block.
Take the 12 on 207, we'll be alright. So this is actually for all the people from the Bronx, called Love Letter to the Bronx.
The Grand Concourse.
All day. Well, no, my press is called Grand Concourse Press. That's what it is. When I had to go, oh, what's your press called? I was like, Grand Concourse Press. They were like, oh, that sounds great. I'm like, yeah, isn't it? Fucking genius.
Brilliant.
Yeah, right, my ass. I thank Luis Alois Rice for designing the Grand Concourse. A street that raised me alongside a rumbling D train and a bus racing past me. For 161st Street fulfilling me with dreams of center field and a stomach of hot dogs and french fries with a home run still vibrating off Yankee Stadium. The vendors will surely be back tomorrow at the same time and the same place. The diner on the corner of Girard that stays open until 5 a.m. I don't think they ever really closed. Used to be a hangout spot where my boy Angel and I would go after we played pool. pool. I always ordered burgers that smell like smoke. He always ordered eggs, thinking it's never too early or too late for breakfast. For Fordham Road, for her patience with our childhoods of going into Beach Street and buying vinyl with no intentions of ever becoming a DJ, to being strong enough to separate church and state when the preacher is yelling through the megaphone and the Navy is passing out recruitment flyers across the street, for the Bronx Zoo and Botanical Gardens for standing the test of time and showing the world that we could be a sanctuary of sacred things. You have cradled many memories on your free Wednesdays for children who have only seen animals on television. Please open the monkey rooms. I am humbled by the urine at the Kingsbridge train station. This may have a facelift, but it's still the same neighborhood that has Poe Park, sheltering every vendor in the world, selling every kind of food possible while the Raven looks on. The empty restaurant on the corner has been a Cuban sandwich place, an Empire Yao, and a Twin Donut. It's still renovating itself. I am still in love with Lois Paradise Theater on 188th Street, where my childhood is still sitting in her seats. Even after the renovation, your facade is still 1986 to me. Captured my imaginations with your matinees and memories is flawless when it came to your stories. For Hunts Point, for fighting for our air and water, even though we may forget to acknowledge you and your efforts, you are beautiful. For Parkchester and Castle Hill, for having a wonderful array of beautiful women who ride the 6 train. And for those who don't know, then ride uptown one day for yourself. It is breathtaking. For Skate Key on Allerton and White Park Road, for giving us a space and how we wanted to be, dress how we wanted to dress, and how to talk to girls the wrong way. I was never really there for skating, but I learned how to be out all hours of the night and go to class the next day.
Damn right.
I love Frank Eagle Park, where my son and I pick branches and he sees imaginary friends, and I squint to see them too, and I hope not to get too old to lose touch with his childhood. For the Cross Bronx Expressway, for allowing us to drive into the city, but I resent Robert Moses for parting these neighborhoods with dynamite just to get to Manhattan. There are beautiful houses I will never see on Grand Avenue. For Co-op City, for being the beautiful concrete paved into the sky in sections, your dedication to stay connected with the Bronx, even though you're so far east, it feels like Connecticut is an admirable one. My mother says thank you for Bay Plaza, for Orchard Beach for trying to be a beach, for the sand and grass on top of your concrete back, for your transplanted water from City Island and the Atlantic, trying to make you beautiful, even the fish smile sometimes. For Pelham Parkway and its tree-lined roads that hover above us when we drive by car, by bus, by bike. It's so fantastically beautiful. You might even forget where you are, because why would something this beautiful be in the Bronx? And I am thankful for my mother, staying here, raised on Willis Alexander and 138th Street in the 50s and 60s is not easy. For everything she saw, deadbeat dads, the blackouts of 77 and 03, the World Trade Center, and a raising Fahrenheit every other year. She could have taken us back to Puerto Rico, but she didn't. She was patient, strong, beautiful, creative, and adventurous, much like the Bronx. And I am thankful for the streets of my youth: Jerome, Gun Hill Road, Westchester, Moshulu, West Farms, University, Van Cortlandt, Wakefield, Webster, Bedford Park, Tremont, and you, Grand Concourse. I love you the most. Thank you.
Can I have some water, please?
Union Court.
No, that was a serious.
Union Court. Or like, classic point! Big as a daylight. Fuck out. Poetry.
The morning's breaths are lingering cold stew, and the streets are empty on Fulton Avenue. Brooklyn's heart is beating. I can see it on Flatbush. It is on fire, and the band is staring at me. The Williamsburg Bridge is opening up and being swallowed. On the corner of 4th and Union, I can see the devil running naked from Prospect Park, holding a broken halo. Gabriel's trumpet is out of tune and everything is silent. I can hear the glass, concrete, and stone crying next to the trees. I don't know when it'll stop, but I'm optimistic it'll change. The paupers of yesteryear dry their tears of sandpaper, and the jesters of sorrow wallow in the worry of tomorrow. Burn the papers of Whitman, Crane, and Miller. Let's make our faces charcoal, smear pastels over our eyes. These bodies of ours will break from the burden of the day as it weighs down on our spine. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, and I can see the Bronx on the left. And on the right, the cyclone is burning. The Wonder Wheel is sinking the Atlantic Ocean. These bright lights of the big city will make you reinvent yourself from the crowd, rushing up Bedford Avenue. Arrest the mayor, hang him by the ankles, cut his throat, stick his head on the pole on Eastern Parkway. Let the blood drip down as a sign that we are taken back what may have never been truly ours, but has been ours longer than anyone else's. Let the museum be a tomb for the wicked and the greedy. The skyline is still beautiful, and damn them for the skyscrapers and glittering eyes for blinding us. We are not Lenape or Canase. We have learned nothing from history. While we were staring across the river, we let them come underneath us to take our homes and change our streets. Where is Bushwick? Where is Park Slope? Where is Bed-Stuy? Where is Sunset? And what have you done with the beautiful shades of black and brown? This whitewash of culture in the borough whose name is synonymous with legend. We know you heard our stories. You listened to our songs. That's why you're here, looking for Rakim and Biggie. We have struggled through Reaganomics and the crack epidemic. Bullets do not kill us, they reinvent us. Why are we still staring at Manhattan as the rest of the world is claiming the streets as their own? They need to ask us first. Brooklyn, why are you forsaking your children for tourists who have come here to leech off you, who have come here because of the stories of your children? These lords of the land will destroy you, Brooklyn. Can you see how capitalism is ripping your body apart? Have you seen what they built in Greenpoint? Not for your children. Give Williamsburg back to the Polish and the Puerto Ricans, because the Jews never gave up the South Side. Marcy's Projects is wondering if Jay-Z will fight the developers when they come, or will he be the developer? Will the freaks and mermaids defense Coney Island before Disney turns it into Santa Monica, destroy all the boutiques of unpronounceable last names of Tokyo, rip apart all the bike shops from Providence, burn all the mint tea cafes from Los Angeles, the outdoor patios of Paris, and the million dive bars that have done nothing for the legend of the Colony of Kings. I was born and raised in the Bronx, but I understood the beauty, the culture, the music, the art,